beautiful new friend, Claire Obeid from the Wellness Project, has invited me along board for her blog hop, which is all about freedom and surrender. And specifically, I'm going to be here today answering a few of her questions about freedom, my definition of it, and what it means to me and how it shows up in my life, how I welcome it in, how I know when it's not around, stuff like that. So I hope that you'll watch the rest of this video and just have fun with me here. I'm just going to explore around. I'm just going off the cuff. Not quite sure what will happen. But here we go. Let's talk about freedom. Release. It feels like release. I probably used to would have said that freedom feels like a full-on expansion or like bigness, but now freedom just feels like release from expectation, from control, a real sinking into a commitment of allowing things to be as they are rather than trying to formulate them. Freedom feels freeing in that kind of let go, what's happening is happening, this is how it's meant to be. So it feels very serendipitous and meaningful and right. It feels very right. When I release, it feels good. This is such a good question. I maintain a sense of freedom we all have a choice in how we want to feel and how we want to approach our lives. So even though I said before, freedom is about, surrender and not so much about controlling things, when there are things to juggle, I think there is a certain amount of what I call soulful structuring, which allows the space to feel that sense of freedom. And let's be very clear about something. I really believe that freedom is always there. It's everyone's for the taking. It's just whether we choose to really plug into that and go for it. So freedom is a choice. Freedom is coaxed along and it is welcomed willingly into your life, I believe, when we nourish ourselves. This is going to sound pretty trite, but we cannot give what we do not have. So when we are full of love and acceptance and respect, that's the big one, for ourselves, we are able to show up to our clients and to our blog readers and to our lovers and our family members because we're taking care of what's at home. So as I said, freedom, it's a choice, but we can also approach our to-do list and approach our calendars in such a way where we invite that in. So for me, I don't start work till 10 o'clock in the morning. I gift myself the mornings, and you can probably see I feel such freedom in the morning because I'm not a slave to my business. I still have a say in how my life is going to unfold, and from there I can surrender to what happens. But yeah, let's think of it less as a hectic juggle and more of a, freedom is important to me. It is vital to my vitality. I'm going to welcome it in with some soulful structuring. Freedom would probably be the blue-green, the sea greeny colour that's on such different skies. Kind of like this, I guess. That would be the colour. It's just fluidity. Freedom is fluid, so sea green. I love this question and I love my answer because it's one of my favourite songs of all time. And in fact, if I could put my life to a soundtrack, it would be this song for sure. And it's Sunshine by Dario G. And it's going back quite a long time. Wow, it'd be close to 2 decades old, I guess. And it's that beautiful song where humans are in the desert and they're painted into different animals. And they're just acting out as if they're animals. It's the one that goes, hey, na, na, na. That would be my soundtrack to freedom. Yeah, the opposite to freedom for me is definitely the times in my life where I have pushed against the intuitive guidance to slow down. Um, the opposite of freedom is when I'm judging others, and I'll be quite honest with you here, when I'm thinking that they should fit into the box that I made for them. And that's the opposite of freedom because, of course, I have no say in the matter. And if I'm trying to box someone in, then I'm just boxing myself in to a template of the type of person that needs to box others in. So it's this crazy, weird, vicious cycle. I'll go back to what I said at the beginning. Freedom is about acceptance of everything that's going on right now. It's about jumping into the flow and not butting up against what's true for you right now, because it's so abrasive and so effing annoying. Let's not forget that. So freedom, the opposite to freedom for me is less about I feel trapped and I feel caged in, because I choose not to feel that way. I choose not to put a cage around my heart. The opposite of freedom is more I have become a prisoner to my own expectations. That's the opposite. That's what it feels like to me. Because I think that when we decide to feel free and when we give ourselves permission to be free, that's a big one as well, we are so able to open up our hearts. And one of my favourite things that I love to say at the moment is to follow the scent of synchronicity. So if freedom is this really fluid energy I was talking about before, then when we allow ourselves to receive that and to experience that on a moment-to-moment level, to me that feels really aligned and it feels really synced up. And the most important thing, or one of the most important things in my life is, am I remaining open enough that I can have an honest conversation with the universe here? Like, do I feel like I'm being guided? And if the answer is no, then I know that I've started to get my little white knuckles on things again. So freedom is important to me because I love to feel guided. I love to feel as though I'm not alone, that, my whole cosmic team is right here behind me, patting me on the back, going, yeah, sweet, like that's the way to go for it. We're not alone. None of us are ever alone. And when we really get that, that itself is a sense of freedom. So that sense of comfort. And I think, what's really beautiful about all of that is when we are following our guidance, or when we're at least asking for guidance, then of course those are the beautiful moments that allow us to tread down a trail where suddenly we do find ourselves becoming financially free, where we've kind of opened the floodgates to abundance and we're sort of dissolving those limiting beliefs. Those are the moments when we do hear that guidance that says, Tara, you got to get your ass to India. That's one of the things that's going on with me at the moment. Those are the times where we feel, okay, girlfriend, you just got to step away from the computer, go bury your feet in the sand, swim in the ocean. Of course, these are all things that make me feel free as well, but they come from that initial choice of wanting to stay open. Cool, guys. Well, I hope you had some fun with me there. I'd love to hear what you think about freedom, how you define it, what your experience of it is. Make sure you jump on over to Claire's website. I'll leave some of her details below. She's an incredible, amazing, soft, gentle soul. I adore her. And this has been really fun. Catch you later in the week. Bye-bye.